Picture yourself as the ultimate hype man, grinding your whole life to lift everyone else up. You poured your strength, your chances, literally everything into the crew you trusted most. But right when you're inches away from the summit, those same 9 empresses you carried on your back decide to team up and stab you right in yours, leaving you to rot. But destiny, it wasn't done with him yet. He didn't check out. He hit rewind and respawned in the past. And here is the kicker, he wasn't alone. The 9 snakes came back with all their memories intact, but the script has flipped. The new vibe. Just one question without me carrying you. How high can you really fly? Chapter 1 drops us at the peak, the absolute zenith of the 9 heavens. Lush greens stretch to the horizon, mountains radiate light, and thick spiritual mana drifts through the air, elevating this zone to god-tier status. The vibe is so serene, it feels way too holy for mere mortals. By the towering gates of a high-end sect, perched on this summit, an elder bellows to the masses that today our 9-life venerable proves his Tao and ascends to sagehood. He declares that once he levels up, he'll claim the throne he rightfully earned, atop the 9 heavens. He claims this isn't just a win for him, but a massive flex for the whole sect and its people. The old-timer goes on saying, "Today you're witnessing a moment you might never see again. This is legendary status, and just catching a glimpse with your own eyes is your lucky break." He bows with respect, signaling everyone to welcome the heavenly, venerable 9 life and kick off the tribulation. The second he zips it, the massive gates groan open, and our main character steps out, queens in tow. His stride, his face, his whole aura screams boss level. So intense the crowd goes dead silent. Honestly, at first look, he isn't just imposing, it is a crushing kind of pressure. But some rookies in the back, checking out the MC's swagger, start throwing shade. The nearby elders hear the whispers and immediately shut it down, scolding them furiously, telling them to zip their lips and show some respect to the OGs. The elders drop a harsh warning. If this guy's mood shifts even a little, his power is so broken, he could solo wipe their entire clan. They drop the lore back in the day he took on the Yao clan alone and deleted the entire demon domain single-handedly. Hearing that the rookies turn ghost white and the silence gets loud. Meanwhile, the tribulation is in full swing. The sky screams lightning, tears it open, and chaotic energy floods the zone. Our boy, zero hesitation, struts right into the eye of the storm, challenging the heavens head-on. Not a shred of fear or doubt. The onlookers are shook. Then out of nowhere, from the core of the storm, an ancient figure materializes. Just him standing there makes the air feel 10 times heavier. Even the MC blinks, because you don't see this every day. A girl stammers that it's heavenly venerable Gujing, a top-tier tribulation boss that's been around for centuries. Panic spreads, but some elders still bet that our 9-life venerable is untouchable, and no trial can slow him down. Cool as ice, the MC asks Gujing if they're doing this. Gujing keeps a stone face and replies, "Start." It is on. The clash is so violent, reality starts glitching. Booms echo, lights blind everyone, and it looks like the sky is about to shatter. But weirdly, the empresses behind the MC aren't sweating it. Their faces are totally flat. Instead, they whisper to each other like they've been waiting for this exact scene. For ages. That is not fear in their voices. It is a creepy confidence. Then Gujing drops the Tao of Time. The elders get grim, explaining that with this cheat code, Gujing's clones will jump timelines and hunt the MC across the multiverse. If Gujing lands a hit in just one timeline, the MC's main body here takes critical damage. Tension spikes. Watching this, one empress's face twists, leaking a malicious vibe like she is finally dropping the mask. Yet the MC stays unbothered and remarks casually that the move is legit. Then he adds a polite sorry, claiming that in every timeline, he has always been the apex predator. But Gujing drops a bomb, he has already deleted the MC in all those timelines. Laughing coldly, he mocks him for the self-hype and says he wiped him out in every era. Hearing this, the MC feels a phantom strike to his soul. He shudders, his power drains, and he hits the dirt, badly hurt. Totally confused about how he got folded, he hears Gujing explain that even though the MC's strength is god tier, the yin-yang devouring parasite had already dug deep into his soul. That's the only reason Gujing could drop him like a sack of potatoes. Across every timeline, the horrifying truth hits our MC like a truck. He pivots slowly toward his empress, voice heavy with betrayal. "Tell me you didn't know." But the scene in front of him is straight up nightmare fuel. All the empresses just bust out laughing, like his suffering is the funniest joke they've ever heard. Turns out that invisible poison only transfers one way, through the intimacy of a yin-yang union. Gujing drops the cold hard facts. This was game over from the start. He played the MC, exploiting his obsession with loyalty and love, and the weapon, the very women he worshipped. One empress cackles, shouting, "Love, please. We only stuck around out of fear. We wanted freedom from your power trip." Another twists the knife, claiming she could have had a basic happy life back home if he hadn't ruined everything. Suddenly, the vibe shifts. The energy spikes as the Empresses power up to finish the job, flipping the script to gaslight him into the villain role while they play victim. The MC's mind cracks. Pure, unadulterated rage ignites in his eyes. He roars back, "Without me, you're nothing. You wouldn't even sniff the throne." He treated them like goddesses, never expecting a knife in the back. But just as he winds up for a counterattack, Gujing strikes from the shadows. Louis grunts through the pain. "If I go down, I'm taking every single one of you with me." Panic spreads through the ranks, screaming as he overloads his core, a human nuke ready to wipe the map. Gujing just watches icy, calm, and speaks. "Beating a poisoned dog, no honor in that. Maybe he deserves a rerun." He triggers his time whirlpool and drags Louis and all 8 traitors into the vortex, grinning like a maniac. "Let's play the next round together." Then, bam, he unleashes the time-space reversal, launching the souls of Louis and the Empresses 50 years straight into the past. Smash cut to the old days. Louis blinks, looking around totally disoriented. It's familiar but off. And right there, Julin, the future sword maiden of 9 heavens, currently just a lowly servant girl. She stumbles, her head spinning from the timeline jump. She locks eyes with Louis and shrieks in terror. Devil, master panic sets in as she realizes she's back at square one. Louis smirks. She remembers. He silently thanks Gujing for this twisted second chance. Cool as ice, he peels off his socks. Julin looks confused until he kicks his feet out and drops the command. "Wash them." She freezes stunned but starts scrubbing hands, shaking uncontrollably. Louis thinks I could snap her neck right now. But death is mercy. No, he'll let her live to taste the absolute misery of a world without his protection. He breaks the silence, confirming it's no dream. They really regressed. Shocked, she stammers. "All of us." Louis cuts her off. "It's real. Gujing sent us back." His eyes narrow. "And I remember every traitorous word you said." Her old arrogance flares up. "So what now?" Louis flashes a wicked grin and drops one word. "Enough." He leans in. "You wanted freedom so bad. Congratulations. You're free." He stands up, rummages through a nearby drawer and pulls out a token. He dangles it in front of her face. "Take a good look." "What is this?" Julin hesitates, voice trembling. "That. My life tablet." Before she can blink, Louis sets it ablaze. Stone-faced, zero hesitation. A flash of fire and the contract crumbles to ash. Louis speaks, voice dropping to absolute zero. "See that? Contract burned. You're off the leash. Go back to your precious true sword manor whenever you want." Julin is floored, but she straightens up, trying to claw back some dignity. "Louis, you had 9 lives. Why self-destruct in the first one?" But Louis is done playing nice. He cuts ties instantly. Face hard as stone, he snaps. "Mind your own business and get the hell out of my sight." She doesn't need to be told twice. She turns on her heel, dropping a frosty, "Fine. Since we got a do-over, I swear. This time I'll make sure your end is truly pathetic." As she storms off, her internal monologue kicks in. "I have the innate sword body, Louis. If you hadn't dragged me down, my life would have been legendary." Stepping into the sunlight, she gets emotional. "Mom, Dad, brother. I'm finally coming home." Behind her, Louis watches her dramatic exit toward the Chu Manor. That wicked grin returns. He whispers, "A spineless father, a shameless mother, a trash brother, and one naive girl." He thinks, "Go ahead. You'll find out what a real hellhole looks like soon enough." In this run, zero mercy. The chains of those 8 witches are gone. Nothing holds me back now. I'm climbing to the peak. Just as Louis moves to shut the door, bam! A loud crash interrupts everything. Boom, splinters fly everywhere as a vicious kick shatters the door. As the dust settles, Louis clocks the attacker instantly. Fairy red silk. But he catches himself immediately. Nah, in this timeline, she's still just Yu Hongling. Through the debris, the intruder steps into the light. It's her, and she is absolutely seething with rage. Yu Hongling locks eyes with our MC and screams his name, zero hesitation, pure aggression. She lunges at him, shrieking, "I'm ending you today." But, let's be real, Louis is in a completely different league. No fancy martial arts needed. He just reaches out, snatches her throat one-handed, and hoists her off the ground. Next thing she knows, she's dangling upside down by her ankle. Yu Hongling's brain can't even process the speed. It happened in a blink. Louis leans in close, his voice dropping to a terrifying whisper. "You actually thought you could touch me." His grip is ironclad. She's totally paralyzed, unable to twitch a muscle. Her tough act crumbles instantly. "What are you doing?" she stammers, terrified. But Louis isn't interested in torture. He knows her future is mid-tier at best. He looks at her with cold, dead eyes. "You broke my door. You fix it. If it's not done perfectly, I'll snap your neck right here." Even while immobilized, she tries to clap back. "Refuse. If it wasn't for you, ruining everything, I'd be with Feng Wu right now." Louis actually chuckles at that. The audacity. "If you want that guy so bad, you better hustle harder this time around, huh?" That hits a nerve. Yu Hongling's face goes pale, terror washing over her. She's shaking like a leaf. "I'll do it." I'll fix the door, just let me down. But Louis just squeezes her throat tighter. Internal panic sets in. Damn it. Even after the time regression, the gap between our power levels is still massive. Once he sees her spirit break, Louis tosses her to the floor like a piece of trash and barks an order. Get to work. If that door isn't pristine when I get back, you're deleted. She scrambles up a mess of humiliation and fury, screaming at his retreating back Louis. We were Tao companions in the past life. How can you be this cold? Louis doesn't even flinch. He replies with zero emotion. That was then. In this life, you're a stranger to me. Brutal. Yu Hongling looks like she took a physical punch, shame, rage, and total defeat written all over her face. Cut to black. We shift gears to a stunning garden scene, vibrant flowers blooming everywhere. The vibe is pure Zen spiritual energy humming in the air. Louis strolls into this paradise. Tending the plants is a drop-dead, gorgeous woman with angelic visuals by Siyu Long. She senses his aura instantly. She turns and Louis bows with perfect manners. Master. But Bai Siyu Long frowns, sensing something off. Why is your life force so weak? You're down to one life, busted. Louis pauses, looking a bit awkward. He scratches his head, playing it cool. Ah, this disciple messed up a bit during training. Had to merge all 9 lives to force a breakthrough. So yeah, 1 left. She looks pissed. Her eyes narrow. I found a way to suppress the Chaotian energy. Forget that past life nonsense. We aren't letting history repeat itself. Her voice sharpens, deadly serious. And if you ever harbor those dark, treacherous thoughts again, I'll kick you out of the sect myself. Louis bows again. I will etch your words into my heart, master. Perfect obedience on the outside. But internally, he's laughing. You think you found a cure. If I hadn't absorbed that poison myself, you never would have survived to become the Tian Empress. The unsung hero. Quick lore check. She was one of his wives in the previous timeline. Now she's his oblivious master. Drama. Scene switch. High up on a mountain peak, Louis overlooks the world, solitary and epic. He checks his stats. Cultivation dropped to chi condensation stage 5. Oof. Gonna be a long grind back to the top. He whispers to the air. Old friend, you still there? Boom. A holographic interface pops up. Cultivation deduction enlightenment. I am here, host. What do you require? Hearing that robotic voice, Louis finally relaxes. Thank God the system came back with me. Wait, you don't need energy to run anymore, ding. I am the heavenly Tao itself. Why would I need mere energy? Louis smirks. Fair point. But for a cosmic entity, you're a little extra on the cruelty, aren't you? He gripes. Did you really have to nuke me with the deadliest tribulation in history? Just dropped it right on my dome. The voice cuts in cold as ice. 100% necessary. Look, you're the host. My job is to serve up the ultimate nightmare. Louis' expression flatlines. He deadpans. Gee, thanks. He inhales sharply, eyes focusing. All right, let's get this grind started. The system ghosts his sarcasm. My pleasure. Booting up the 9 life. Undying heavenly scripture. Smash cut to the exterior of True Sword Manor. Enter the Sword Maiden. An endless staircase stretches up. She's running on fumes, dragging herself up one agonizing step at a time. It's a gauntlet. Against all odds, she conquers the climb. Gasping for air at the gates, she whispers, Father, Mother, I'm home. Tears well up. She genuinely thinks the nightmare is over. The gatekeeper freezes. His eyes widen. Is that the eldest miss? Why the hell did she come back here? He steps in her way, barking. Where'd this stray crawl out from Chu Sword? Manor isn't a shelter for trash like you. Beat it. She blinks, totally bewildered. I'm not a beggar. I'm Chu Ling, the eldest miss. She stands her ground. The guard rips his blade out. You shameless rat. Impersonating the eldest miss. Suddenly, Chu Ling snatches the naked blade with her bare hand. Her voice trembles. Chu Si. Look at me. Really look. It's Chu Ling. You used to carry me around, buy me sweets. Remember, he yanks his sword away, shouting, You aren't Chu blood, why did you come back? But internally, he's freaking out. She escaped this hellhole once, why jump back into the grave? Chu Ling sobs, arguing that even without the DNA, her parents loved her like their own flesh. Hearing the commotion, another guard clocks her. Holy, that really is the eldest. Miss Chu Ling is back. The manor erupts into chaos. The manor lord, her father, storms out, feigning worry wife in tow. Chu Ling sprints into his arms. Father, I made it, she weeps. Her mother dabs at fake tears, acting all concerned about her whereabouts. Chu Ling explains. She was a hostage at the Great Tao sect, but managed a stealthy escape. Just then, a man walks up. He spots Chu Ling. His knees buckle. Pure relief washes over him. Thank God my scapegoat is back. I'm saved. Meet Chu Zufei, her big brother. Cut to chapter 2. Back to Louis, locked in deep meditation. Lore drop, this is the first heaven, the bottom tier world. The levels prenatal, postnatal, chi gathering. Origin core, shattering, infant void refining, and finally, Tao integration. Armed with his past life cheat codes, Louis grinds for 15 days straight, hitting chi refining layer 9. Next stop, origin core formation. Something snaps. His chest tightens like a vice breath hitching. He hacks up blood. The hell he wheezes. What's going on? Half my chi is building the core, but the rest, it's solid as a rock. System scans complete. Alert celestial rigidity poison detected. Louis clenches his jaw. It clicks. Those witches didn't just use the yin-yang goo. They planted a kill switch to make sure he stayed down forever. His gaze turns icy. Too bad for them. I've got an ace up my sleeve. He queries the system for a fix. The system pings back. Break through to origin core, convert true chi to true essence. And the poison melts away. Louis flashes back he once crafted a perfect return to origin pill. That thing guarantees a breakthrough. Minor problem. In his last life, he gifted it to Yu Hong Ling. He makes a fist. Not this time. No more handouts. Suddenly the sky ripples. A massive crane descends, broadcasting the news. Yu Hangling hit Chi, gathering perfection in 1 month and 17 days. A new sect record. Her prize, a bottle of supreme-grade return to origin pills. Louis squints, a wicked grin forming. Future Empress material, all right. Terrifying speed. Even with his hacks. I'm only beating her by 2 days. No time to lose. He dives off the mountain peak. Host the system buzzes. Where to Louis is calm. Void refining expert's tomb. I'm taking back the return to origin pill. It's mine by rights. Cut to black. We fade in inside an ancient crypt. Buried deep in a forest 500 clicks from Great Tao. The air here is thick, suffocating, and dead silent. But deep in the shadows, Yu Hangling beat him to the punch. She steps across the threshold, smirking to herself. Thanks to her past life cheat codes, she knows this spot is supposed to stay off the radar. For exactly 1 more month. That means she's got exclusive access. Radiating pure main character energy, Hangling struts into the cave. She pushes past the entrance and squeezes through the claustrophobic tunnel. Her brain is locked onto a single target, the insane loot hiding at the end of this dungeon. She knows exactly what's waiting in the stash. The fragment of the 9 lives undying scripture, and the holy grail of alchemy, the perfect return to origin pill. Picking up the pace, she practically sprints to the altar. There it is. She snatches up the 9 lives scripture first. A victorious grin spreads across her face. Senior brother, looks like I finally beat you to the punch. But the second she cracks that scroll open, her eyes bug out. The blood drains from her face instantly. She freezes brain, short-circuiting. The camera zooms in to reveal the text. It's handwritten in Louis' casual mocking style. It reads, "Too slow, idiot." And just to add insult to injury, he doodled some cute little golden cartoons next to it. Hangling's voice cracks, trembling with rage. This is. Suddenly she snaps. She spikes the book into the dirt, screaming, "Louis, you absolute trash." But slamming that book down was a mistake. Click. Dozens of golden laser beams ignite, instantly turning the tomb into a deadly cage. Hangling panics. She looks up at the ceiling and shrieks, "Louis, let me out of here right now." She screams until her throat is raw, but nobody's listening. The tomb answers with dead silence. Cut to black. We jump forward 3 days. We spot Yu Hangling, marching toward the MC's crib like a woman on a warpath. She is absolutely fuming. She doesn't bother knocking. She kicks the door wide open. "Get your sorry self out here." She looks like she went through a blender. Cuts, bruises, and messy hair everywhere. Nothing fatal, but it's obvious she didn't have a good time in that cave. That 3-day survival horror show broke her. That's why she's here, running on pure adrenaline and zero logic. Real talk, though, all these names sound the same to me in this series. So let's rebrand her. Her legal name is Yu Hangling, but from here on out she is simply the Angry Woman. Honestly, it fits her vibe perfectly. So Angry Woman breaks into the MC's house, screaming her lungs out. But before she can finish her rant, bam! An energy palm blasts her right in the gut. A pathetic squeak escapes her lips. She gets yeeted into the air, flying backward, until she face plants into the courtyard dirt. She's rolling on the ground, groaning, teeth grinding. Then a voice cuts through the air, cold and smooth. "Didn't your mother teach you to knock before barging into someone's house?" The Angry Woman flinches. She's staring daggers at the door, thinking, "Louis, you've crossed the line. I'd rather die than beg you." But that's just her internal monologue flexing. In reality, she can only grit her teeth. The sad truth is, right now, she needs Louis. And when you're desperate, you gotta swallow that ego. She forces herself to cool down, picks herself up and knocks gently this time. "Senior brother, could you please open up?" The reply is instant and savage scram. Hearing that Angry Woman's blood pressure spikes, she starts pounding on the door again. "Did you steal the perfect return pill from the tomb?" She doesn't get a verbal answer. The door swings open and a barrage of energy blasts flies out to greet her. Thud, thud, thud. She takes the hits and gets knocked back again. But this time she manages to stay on her feet. She takes a deep breath, trying to channel her inner zen. Chill, don't lose it. Keep it together. Through gritted teeth, she tries one last time. "I'm asking you seriously. Did you take the pill from that tomb, yes or no?" The MC's voice floats out, bored and merciless. "No, now beat it. That's the last straw." Angry Woman snaps. Her eyes go bloodshot. She flares, her aura powers up, and charges straight at Louis's room. You have the guts to steal it but not to admit it. Louis, I'm ending you right now. But mid-charge, the MC's master flickers into existence right in front of her. She drops her heavy aura, and suddenly, Hongling freezes instantly, her body locked by an invisible force. A voice heavy with spiritual pressure commands Hongling chill out. Just like that, her rage evaporates like smoke in a hurricane. Her expression crumbles, and with a trembling lip, she whimpers master. She drops to her knees, sobbing like her heart is visibly breaking. She wails like a toddler. Master, he hit me. She is laying it on thick, totally playing the victim card, acting like she is the innocent angel here. Buying the performance, the master slowly turns her gaze toward our main character and asks in an ice-cold tone, Louis, why are you raising a hand against your own junior sister? Okay, pause, we need to clear something up. Real talk, in the last episode, I theorized this master might be the MC's wife from a past life. But looking at these vibes, I am pressing X to doubt. The narrative hasn't confirmed anything, and the chemistry just isn't giving soulmates. It feels more like, as a master, she knows Louis has burned through 9 lives and is down to his last strike. That is probably why. She gets that he is carrying eons of reincarnated rage. As for the full truth, we will have to wait for the plot twist. Anyway, back to the drama. When the master drops that question, Louis finally opens his eyes and snaps back. She crashed my room without knocking. Zero manners. The master doesn't argue. She walks over, helps Hongling up, and switches to her soft mom voice. But still, she is your junior sister. Let it go. She pivots to the girl. Why were you looking for Louis anyway? The brat points an accusing finger right at the MC and yells, he snatched the perfect return to origin pill. It is useless to him, so I tried to trade for it. Hearing this entitlement, the master turns that soft gaze onto Louis. Louis, you are a prodigy. You honestly don't need that pill. Why not be the bigger person and give it to her? I will make it up to you with something else. Even with this gaslighting attempt, Louis is brick-faced. He doesn't flinch. Sorry, but I need this pill too. Hongling loses her mind again, screaming, are you insane, Louis? You think I can form my origin core without it because of her banshee screeching. Louis's meditation is ruined. He sighs, reaches into his sleeve and pulls out the glowing pill. He lets out a deep breath. The master beams, thinking she has won. There is a good boy. She is about to praise him, but the vibe shifts instantly. Louis cracks a savage smirk. With a scoff, he tosses the pill straight into his mouth, chewing it deliberately right in front of them before swallowing. The master is absolutely shook. Her eyes go wide. Louis, why would you do that? I am so disappointed in you. But the brat explodes before she can finish. Grinding her teeth, she screams while storming off. Just you wait. I will get my core and make you pay for this disrespect. The master looks drained, seeing such hostility. She sighs heavily. I know you have a lot of anger, Louis. But did you have to go that hard? With that heavy mood, the scene cuts. Welcome to the Sword Manor. The Sword Maiden is chilling while someone spoon-feeds her. Her mother coos in a sickly sweet voice. Mommy steamed this emerald rice congee with her own hands, just for you. Taste it. The moment the girl takes a bite, she lights up with pure joy. She says, thanks, Mom. You treat me better than anyone. I never want to leave you. Her mother smiles, teasing really, even more than your birth parents. The maiden smiles back. They vanished when I was born. They can't compare to you. Her mother laughs softly. All right, enough talking. Get some rest. The girl nods. But internally, the mother is laughing like a maniac, a relieved, creepy laughter. She thinks we are saved. Finally, the whole family is safe. Meanwhile, the Sword Maiden starts feeling drugged. Her eyelids get heavy and she mumbles, Mom, why am I so sleepy? Her mother turns back, voice sweet but ice cold. If you are sleepy, just sleep. And just like that, the girl loses total control of her body. Fighting a losing battle against gravity, she can't keep upright and crashes onto the mattress. Clutching her pounding head, she thinks, the vibes are totally off today. What is this crushing exhaustion? I've never felt a glitch like this in my system before. She grits her teeth, forcing her internal engine to rev, and commands Great Lotus Sword Scripture activate. Scan my body for errors, but the second the diagnostics come back, her stomach drops. Pure terror takes over. Poison. No way. How was it that emerald rice congee from earlier? Suddenly, a sharp knock echoes from the door. A voice calls out, are you out cold yet? Panic spikes, but she dives under the covers and fakes a coma-like sleep. The door creaks open. It's her mom flanking a squad of 3 others. Gone is the sweet maternal tone. Her voice drops to sub-zero temperatures. Good. The toxin is doing its job. It's showtime. One of the figures steps into the light. It's literally her own brother. He shoots a smirk at his mom. Mother, you're a legend just like the rumors say. You really know how to play the long game. Mother and son stare down at the Sword Maiden with eyes devoid of humanity. The mother barks an order, pack her up and deliver her to the old ancestor. The brother lets out a psycho laugh. But here's the twist. They have zero clue the Sword Maiden is awake inside. She hears every single word. Each sentence is a dagger to the chest. Hearing this filth coming from her own flesh and blood completely destroys her soul. Silent tears stream down her face. Internally, she's screaming, breaking, but she's paralyzed. In that split second, she realizes her safe haven has morphed into a death trap. Cut to two servants hauling the Sword Maiden's limp body down the corridor. Trailing right behind them is the Sword Maiden's entire toxic family. Her father snaps his fingers at a henchman. Did you zero Choosy? Choosy was the gatekeeper who tried to block the Sword Maiden earlier. The servant reports. My Lord Choosy and his entire clan have been liquidated. Not a single witness left breathing. The main lord raises an eyebrow impressed. Excellent work. I never thought a lowly grunt could almost derail my master plan. He scoffs, throws a side eye at his son and says, you got lucky she decided to run home for a suicide mission. Otherwise, you would be the one on the chopping block for the sword sacrifice. Consider this a wake-up call. Quit drowning in booze and use your brain for once. But you know what they say, apple tree. The sun shatters any hope of maturity, exhaling a sigh of relief. You're right, Dad. My bad. I swear I'll actually train hard from now on. These monsters had no idea. The Sword Maiden was eavesdropping on her own funeral. Hearing she only came back to die, she weeps bitterly in the silence of her mind. She realizes she was raised like livestock, fattened up just for this slaughter. Then from the back, her brother stares at her with a predatory gaze and drops a bomb. Since she's dead meat anyway, why don't I have a little fun with her first? Give me 30 minutes. But instead of slapping him for being a creep, his dad just yanks his ear and yells, are you out of your mind? She is still your sister on paper. Don't drag the true Sword Manners brand through the mud. Wincing, the son whines, Dad, let go. Besides, she's just the spawn of two dead slaves. Sharing a surname doesn't make us family. Another bombshell drops on the Sword Maiden. Her world tilts. She thinks, so you people murdered my real parents too. Just then, the mother sidles up to the father, smiling like a devil. Oh, come on, she's a goner anyway. Why not let the boy have his hour? The father glares at her. Absolutely not. The old ancestor needs his fuel now. Delay even a second, and he'll wipe us all out. Seeing the woman she called Mom advocate for something so vile, the Sword Maiden feels a volcano of rage erupt. She thinks, I treated this woman like a queen and she treats me like trash. Regret floods her system. Louis, was this the nightmare you were trying to shield me from? Is this why you banned me from coming home? Flashbacks start hitting her. Memories that used to be sweet now taste like ash. She remembers the brutal training sessions with Louis. Drills so intense that countless times, death was literally breathing down her neck. Drenched in agony, sweat, and gore, she trembled, pleading with him in a broken voice. Young master, I'm begging you. Let me leave. I need to see my parents. Back then, Louis had gazed down at her with a faint, chilling smile that didn't reach his eyes. His voice was soothing yet dangerously hollow. They aren't even your blood relatives. Why are you so desperate to run back to them? Hearing his cold logic, the Sword Maiden had pouted furiously, turning her head away with pure stubbornness. They treat me way better than my biological family ever could. Watching her throw a tantrum, Louis had let out a soft chuckle. Fine, fine. Just hold on until I finish forging this blade. Once it's done, I'll personally drive you home. She had leaned in her voice dripping with sweetness and suspicion. Young master, stop capping. What kind of sword takes that long? You're just treating me like a toddler to keep me trapped here. Cut to the present, the Sword Maiden finally arrives at Chu Sword Manor. The scene before her shattered her entire reality. The manor wasn't just burning, it was an inferno. Thick smoke, blood-curdling screams, and the acrid smell of charred timber filled the air. Her legs gave out. She collapsed, screaming into the chaos. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry I'm late. In that split second, a deep venomous hatred for Louis took root in her soul. She swore internally, Louis, this is all on you. I will make you pay. But now, witnessing the twisted truth with her own eyes, that rage dissolved into gut-wrenching regret. Her heart shattered into a million pieces. A painful realization hit her, Louis. That blade you were forging. It was a demonic sword, wasn't it? As the weight of the truth crushes her, the scene transitions. Meanwhile, miles away, Louis is live-streaming this entire tragedy in 4K resolution via the system interface. Every whisper, every betrayal, he catches it all in high definition. The system chimes in with a robotic, icy tone. Host, it is a pity she is knocked out. She's missing the heartwarming reunion dialogue. Louis smirks, eyes glued to the screen, scoffing at the system's naive take. You really think a warrior who returned from the Great Emperor realm would get KO'd by a cheap sleeping drug? Please, she's just playing possum because she can't handle the reality check. The system queries host. Are you planning a rescue mission? Louis shifts in his seat, getting comfortable, like he's settling in for a movie marathon. Save her. You kidding? The entertainment value of her suffering is top-tier content. Besides, this is an Emperor Realm returnee we're talking about. She doesn't need a savior. Cut to the next scene. The camera pans to the group, marching toward the forging grounds. The vibe is heavy, suffocating, and terrifying. The Chu family halts before a massive looming structure. The Sword Maiden is dumped on the dirt, while the entire clan kneels in submission. Her father bows to the darkness. A shadowy figure manifests at the entrance, slowly gaining focus. It's Chu Kaishin, the ancient withered ancestor of the manor. He opens his ancient eyes, locking onto the girl lying at his feet. He scans her physique like she's a piece of meat at a market. Magnificent. Bring her to me. He rises, barking orders. Chu Tianshui, you two stay put. You need to witness the birth of the demonic sword. Upon hearing the command, the father and brother bow deeply, thanking the monster. The old ancestor steps forward, igniting a dark flame under a colossal furnace. Inside, a blade hovers ominously. To a rookie, it looks normal, but anyone with senses can feel the sheer terror and pure evil radiating from it. Staring at the weapon with hungry eyes, the ancestor cackles. This bad boy has drained 30 years of my life force. We just need one final ingredient. The father chimes in, barely hiding his excitement. Once refined, you'll ascend straight to the shattering infant realm ancestor. The old man raises a hand. Let's get this show on the road. Black flames materialize, taking the shape of swords, swirling toward the demonic blade. The ritual kicks off. The ground quakes, the air vibrates, and the ancestor chants twisted spells. Then, the order drops like a guillotine. Sacrifice to the sword instantly. The father scoops up his daughter, his face devoid of humanity. Today, you fulfill your destiny as fodder for the clan's glory. Raising you wasn't a waste after all. No remorse. No hesitation, just cold-blooded utility. Without blinking, he hurls the Sword Maiden straight into the blazing furnace. She plunges into the roaring fire. The heat distorts the air, yet she doesn't make a sound. Her brother watches, practically drooling, and sneers. What a waste of a pretty face. Tragic. But then the unthinkable happens. Despite bathing in molten fire, the Sword Maiden is smiling. There's no agony on her face, just an eerie calm and a look of ruthless cruelty. Suddenly she snaps, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Her blood arcs through the air like a magnet, straight into the thirsty steel of the demonic sword. Contact triggers an explosion of hellish black flames. The blade starts vibrating, violently humming as if it just woke up. Her father starts losing it, screaming, "What is going on?" But before he can even blink, the sword glitches out of existence and teleports directly into the Sword Maiden's grip. Instantly, the weapon's energy syncs with her soul. Those flames don't burn her skin anymore. They empower her. She levitates inside the cauldron, hovering like a vengeful goddess, locking eyes with the old ancestor. No mercy in that gaze, just pure, unfiltered, homicidal intent. The old ancestor is completely shook. Her brother shrieks, "Dad, she's alive." The ancestor is trembling, muttering, "Impossible." But before his brain can process the threat, she launches herself like a cannonball, aiming to drill a hole right through his chest. He panic draws a green blade to block, shouting, "Damn you." But the second his weapon touches her demonic edge, it shatters like cheap glass. The impact sends him flying backward. He roars, "You can't wield that cursed power," but he doesn't get to finish that sentence. Her blade strikes with the speed of a viper and snap. His head is clean, separated from his shoulders. A literal rain of blood douses the area. She flicks the gore off her steel and drops a chilling line. Demonic swords exist to slaughter demons. Her rage meter has shattered the ceiling. Betrayal and regret have incinerated whatever heart she had left. She waited 2 lifetimes for this family, rode for them until her last breath, and this is the thanks she gets. Only hatred exists now. The Sword Maiden starts closing in on her own father, her aura radiating heat like a blast furnace. Every step is heavy, deliberate. Her father watches her approach, and his legs turn to jelly. He can't stop shaking. He goes ghostly pale, dropping to his knees and reaching out with trembling hands, stammering like a coward. "Why you? Are you really Chu Ling? No, you can't be her." But Chu Ling isn't listening to his nonsense. She's gone fully feral. The killing intent pouring off her makes the air feel thick enough to choke on. With a face as cold as ice, she halts right in front of him and whispers in a voice that sounds like the grave, "Why I treated you people like my ride or dies. I trusted you blindly. So why did you stab me in the back?" Her father is too terrified to even form a coherent excuse. Quaking in his boots, he gaslights her. "Chu Ling, look at that power. See, we don't need to sacrifice you anymore. Come on, let's just go home. It's all good." But Chu Ling has already seen the monster underneath his skin. She lets out a broken, dry laugh full of pain and venom. Raising her sword, she cuts him off. "Don't you dare speak my name with that filthy mouth." Without wasting another millisecond, she swings. One clean stroke. Her father's head skyrockets, a crimson fountain spraying the air. In this moment, Chu Ling looks like a legitimate demon lord, ready to delete anyone standing in her way. Mission accomplished. She pivots. Standing there is her so-called brother. As soon as he makes eye contact with her, his soul leaves his body. He stumbles back, lips quivering. Chu Ling stares him down and says, "Now about you. You absolute animal." Her brother cuts her off, slamming his forehead into the dirt, begging for his life. "Yes, I'm an animal, I'm trash, just treat me like a dog and let me go, please don't kill me. But before he can take another breath, Chu Ling's sword flashes. His neck is severed instantly, and his body hits the floor like a sack of bricks. Chu Ling looks down deadpan. You're an insult to dogs. Meanwhile, in the distance, her mother, clueless about her husband and son's fate, is totally confused by the scene. All she sees is Chu Ling, walking out of the forge alone, blade in hand. Her walk is calm, her face is a blank slate, but she's leaving a trail of bodies behind her. Shocked, her mother rushes up asking Chu Ling, how are you out here? Where is everyone else? Chu Ling keeps walking, ghosting her completely. As she brushes past her mother, she replies with zero warmth, who exactly are you asking about? Her mother starts panicking, stuttering out, your father, your brother, your family. Hearing that word, Chu Ling stops dead. She slowly turns around. The anger is gone, replaced by a terrifying empty void. I don't have a family, she states. In a split second, her sword blurs through the air. Her mother's head detaches from her body. Blood mists into the wind. But this time, Chu Ling shows no rage, just a hollow calm. She speaks to the corpse. Why don't you go join them? Without a backward glance, she walks forward declaring, every single person in the Chu bloodline deserves to be erased. Cut to black. A wide shot shows the Chu territory silent as the grave with a lone sword staked violently into the earth. The camera pans up to reveal a total wipeout. Chu Ling didn't just win, she painted the walls red. Elders, rookies, guards, even the help, nobody survived. It's a complete ghost town after that rampage. Chu Ling is running on empty. Her outfit is shredded, soaked in crimson, and she's caked in grime. She collapses using that jagged blade as a crutch chest, heaving like an engine, hands shaking uncontrollably. Meanwhile, our MC is live streaming the whole thing, via the system. Liu Yi watches the carnage, gives a subtle nod, and mutters, not bad. She really went full scorched earth. Even the livestock at Chu Sword Manor got smoked. He waves a hand dismissively. All right, kill the feed. He's about to crash on his bed when the system chimes in, yo host. Don't you want to see the finale? A shattering infant expert is en route to end her career. Liu Yi smirks. Pass. She made her bed, let her lie in it. Cut back to the wasteland. The manor is nothing but rubble and corpses. Chu Ling hits the dirt, voice cracking like glass. I messed up. I messed up so bad. Tears stream down her face, body convulsing in agony. She's got zero juice left in the tank. Enter the villain Reverend Li Jian, a shattering infant powerhouse. He spots her and that demonic blade, and his eyes practically turn into dollar signs. A completed demonic sword. Jackpot. He cackles, drawing his weapon. That blade is a curse, sweetheart. Let me put you out of your misery. He launches a high-speed strike, but Chu Ling barely shifts her grip, offering zero defense. Like she's already checked out. Li Jian freezes his blade an inch from her throat, realizing she's catatonic. No fear, no fight, empty eyes. He laughs like a maniac. Just as I thought, she's totally lost her marbles. But then bam, Chu Ling snaps. One parry unleashes a shockwave that blasts Li Jian backward, shredding his robes and slamming him into the dirt. He wheezes, completely shook. She's only Origin Core level. How is her swordplay that busted Chu Ling stands there like a statue completely hollowed out? Li Jian stares, hungry for power. This girl is a walking treasure chest. Suddenly Chu Ling pivots and bolts. Li Jian is floored. What I thought she was a zombie. He scrambles after her, screaming like a creep. Get back here. Be a good girl and come to daddy. Chu Ling ignores the pain, trailing blood with every step. Her lips quiver as she chants, I was wrong. Gotta repent. Gotta repent. Her mind is shattered, running purely on guilt. Cut to Liu Yi's place. Outside, Han Ling is throwing a massive tantrum, banging on his door and hurling accusations. Liu Yi, he's in full Zen mode. The system asks host, she's trashing your rep. You gonna take that? Without opening an eye, Liu Yi replies, mute button. I'm grinding for cultivation. Nothing stops my road to sagehood. Later, Han Ling's master shows up and drops a truth bomb. Liu Yi sacrificed everything to refine her gear. 1,000,000 times over. Han Ling is shook but too stubborn to apologize. The master loses it and banishes her to the back mountain. For a timeout. Scene switch. Barefoot and broken Chu Ling drags herself up the steps to Liu Yi's peak, leaning on that cursed sword. The hate is gone, replaced by pure burnout. Gazing at Liu Yi's courtyard, she whispers, Great Tao. She stands there trembling, gasping for air, staring at the sanctuary she foolishly threw away. Suddenly a disciple spots the intruder. Hey, who goes there before anyone can move? Chu Ling's lights go out. She hits the deck, fainting. But right before the darkness takes her, she mumbles Baiyun Peak. Liu Yi. It's me, Ling. A female disciple rushes in to help, but a sharp voice cuts the air. Hold it right there. She looks up to see Li Jian descending like a vulture. He lands and smooths his robes. Greetings, fellow Taoist. I tracked this monster all the way here, just taking out the trash. No offense to your sect. I'll handle this right now. He reaches for Chu Ling, but the disciple draws steel, instantly blocking him. Back off. She dropped a name from my sect, so we're verifying it. If he says he doesn't know her, she's yours. Until then, hands off. She signals her squad. Watch her like a hawk. Nobody touches her until I get back. The other disciple nods. Copy that. Moments later, outside Liu Yi's room, the girl shouts, Junior brother Liu, we've got a situation. A woman claiming to be Chu Ling just collapsed at the gate. She's being hunted down like prey, bleeding out fast. You recognize her. Inside, Liu Yi didn't even flinch. Who are we talking about? The disciple dropped the name. Chu Ling. The silence stretched thin before Liu Yi's voice cut through like 0-degree wind. Never heard of her. The disciple didn't miss a beat. If she's a stranger to you, we're staying out of it. Liu Yi doubled down, his voice hardened steel. I said I don't know her. We clear, get lost. She took the hint and bounced. Back inside, the system popped up, sounding sketchy. You're really gonna let her get deleted just like that, master? Liu Yi stayed chill. Did you somehow forget the hell she put me through in my last life? Relax. She's not punching her ticket today. Outside the gates, the disciple circled back to Li Jian with the verdict. I checked the receipts. Our guy has no clue who she is. She's all yours. Li Jian curled his lip, looking smug. Exactly what I figured. The Great Tao sect is the gold standard for justice. No way would they vibe with a demoness like this. He stalked toward Chu Ling, looming over her. I'll take out the trash so she doesn't stain your holy turf. But right as his fingers were about to graze her, crack, an invisible blast slammed into him, turning his arm into a popsicle instantly. Li Jian screamed, who the hell? A powerhouse silhouette stepped into the light. It was Bai Chulan, face frosty with pure rage. Don't touch her. Every disciple in the vicinity hit the dirt immediately. Respects to Martial Aunt Bai. Ignoring the pleasantries, she laid down the law. She's not going anywhere. Li Jian's fists shook, veins popping. So the mighty Great Tao sect goes back on its word. That's barely righteous behavior, is it? The female disciple snapped, leveling her blade at his throat. Watch your mouth. You want to test just how sharp our steel really is. Li Jian whipped out his own weapon, chuckling darkly. Bring it. My blade's thirsty too. The disciple braced for impact. Then let's dance. But before she could twitch, Bai Chulan struck from the blind spot. Flash freeze. Li Jian turned into a human ice sculpture. Bai Chulan didn't even blink. Get rid of the body. I'm taking her inside. Bai Chulan scooped Chu Ling up, rushed to a healing wing, and called out desperately. Sis, I need a miracle. Save her. She gently lowered Chu Ling onto the bed. The girl looked absolutely wrecked. The senior sister scanned the damage, channeling healing energy while muttering, how did she get mangled this badly? She's basically 1 foot in the grave. What kind of willpower kept her heart beating? She flashed a confident thumbs up. Don't sweat it. If there's a breath left, I can pull her back from hell. Bai Chulan bowed. I owe you one. A few hours later, Chu Ling finally floated back to reality. The second, her eyes fluttered open, a whisper escaped her lips. Young master, seeing movement, Bai Chulan rushed over. Linger, you're back with us. Chu Ling scanned the room, dazed. Sister Bai, where is he? Where's the young master? The healer watched from the shadows, eyes narrowing. Sister, since when does a servant girl get to address Bai Chulan like family? Bai Chulan just answered softly. Liu Yi is deep in secluded training. He hasn't come out yet. Chu Ling's anxiety spiked. Then, was it him? Did he ask you to save me? She tried to sit up. Thank you, sister, really. But I have to go see him. Bai Chulan shook her head, pushing her back down. Chill. Heal up first. By the time you're back at 100%, he might be done with his training. Chu Ling looked down at her hands. I need to apologize to him. I had him all wrong. He wasn't trying to force himself on me. He was protecting me the whole time. Sister Bai. Maybe we've all been reading him wrong this entire time. The senior sister, listening in from the shadows, felt her brain short-circuit. Forced himself. Holy smokes. Did she just stumble upon the scandal of the century? Her jaw hit the floor as she gawked at the two of them. Suddenly, Bai Chulun locked eyes with her. Caught red-handed, the senior sister snapped her head away, feigning total ignorance. Bai Chulun glided over, keeping it classy but firm. Senior sister, mind giving us the room I need to have a private word with Linger? The senior sister waved him off frantically. Okay, I'm gone. I am literally leaving right now. You two chat to your heart's content. The second she stepped out, Bai Chulun pivoted back to Chu Ling. Linger, drop the Sister Bai title. You can address me as Senior Bai. Back when the chaos poison flared up in my system, Liu Yi did the only thing he could to keep me alive. Meanwhile, outside the door, the senior sister hadn't budged an inch. She pressed her ear against the wood, gasping. The only thing he could do, but Bai Chulun wasn't born yesterday. He clocked the eavesdropper and instantly snapped up a soundproof barrier around the room. The senior sister blinked, baffled. Huh, the audio just cut out, dang it. What kind of earth-shattering tea was being spilled in there, and the nerve to lock her out? Chapter 7 kicks off at high noon on Bailing Peak. The sun blazes overhead, drenching the mountain in light. Inside, Liu Yi finally wraps up his deep cultivation session. He cracks his eyes open and rises from the mat. A lazy yawn escapes him as he stretches out. The stiffness man hasn't caught a real wink of sleep in days. Cut to the exterior of Liu Yi's place. A young woman is kneeling on the freezing stone. It's Chu Ling. She's statue still, posture perfect, wearing a look of stubborn calm. It's obvious she's been planted there for ages. Inside Liu Yi's head, the system pings. It alerts him about her marathon wait time and asks if he wants to go check on her. Liu Yi's expression, absolute zero. No need, he replies, ice in his voice. He hasn't forgotten the hell she put him through in his past life. The second Chu Ling crosses his mind. A single nightmare flashes before his eyes. Her face, that twisted, malicious smirk she wore while he lay dying. Liu Yi clenches his fist. A traitor once is a traitor forever. In his book, women are just speed bumps on the road to power. In this timeline, cultivation is king. Nothing else matters. Outside, Chu Ling is suffering. Her legs are dead weight, her body screaming. But she doesn't flinch. She whispers a silent vow to her heart. She believes in her young master. She knows if she endures this penance sincerely, he'll eventually forgive her. Her resolve is bulletproof. Scene switch. We're at Crimson Cloud Peak now. The Great Tao sect is massive, boasting 9 major summits and 72 minor ones. Bailing and Crimson Cloud are part of the elite squad. At the peak, a young woman fueled by rage is tearing through her sword drills. Her form is pure elegance, dignified, fluid, graceful. She moves like living water. Honestly, it looks more like a deadly dance than training. With every step, the wind seems to obey her, swirling softly around her frame. Whether these moves are actually lethal or just for show is unclear, but she looks gorgeous, majestic, and absolutely dangerous. But she's got an audience. Tucked behind a boulder, someone's creeping on her practice session. He's unknowingly become a total stalker. It's a shy dude named Ling Wushang. Most folks just call him Ling, and he is entranced. He watches her every move, unblinking, completely under her spell. Even her fury looks breathtaking to him. Just as he's lost in thought, Xing, a flying sword, slices the air and slams into his hiding spot. It impacts right in front of his face. Ling yelps, the sound escaping before he can stop it. The woman freezes. Her voice is frighteningly composed. Who's lurking back there? Ling hesitates a beat, then shuffles out from behind the rock. Instantly, the woman launches forward, light as a feather, and lands right in his face. Ling frantically clasps his hands in a greeting. I'm Ling Wushang. Junior sister Han Ling, right, he explains. He's the newly inducted head disciple of Crimson Cloud Peak. Even with a scowl on her face, Ling thinks she's a goddess. Han Ling speaks up, her voice surprisingly gentle. I know who you are. Memories flood her mind. She remembers this name from way back. When senior brother Liu Yi turned down the Holy Sun title, this guy took up the mantle. In the future, he ascended to the 8 heavens only to die fighting in the dark turmoil. In her heart, she finally gives him props, admitting he's got the makings of a bona fide hero. Ling stays frozen in his bow, respectful as ever. With a goofy, awkward grin, he stammers that he caught a glimpse of her training and calls her technique straight up magnificent. Then he shoots his shot, asking if she could give him some pointers. Hang Ling lets out a soft chuckle and takes a slow, deliberate breath. Radiating pure main character energy, she looks down on him and drops the bomb. He's not even close to her level. That reality check hits Ling hard. The smile vanishes. He grips his sword handle, his voice dropping an octave, as he reminds her that age doesn't equal skill. He snaps back that she's way too arrogant. The only way to see who's actually stronger is to throw hands right now. Blink and you'll miss it. Hang Ling triggers her movement art, blurring across the gap until she's inches from his nose. With a sly little smirk, she offers a side quest. She dares him to go challenge Louis first. If he can take Louis down, then maybe, just maybe, she'll waste time sparring with him. The sudden proximity short-circuits Ling's brain. He scrambles back, face turning tomato red. He stammers, asking who the heck Louis is. He's got no beef with the guy. He can't wrap his head around why he should pick a fight with a total stranger. It proves Ling isn't totally brainless. The guy still has a shred of logic left. Seeing he's not a complete puppet yet, Hang Ling relaxes her posture. She sighs dramatically and gracefully perches on a tree branch. She drops the lore. Louis is the sole reason her master grounded her here in the solar tree confinement. Back on Crimson Cloud, Peak Ling leans in hooked, whispering he begs for the tea on exactly what Louis did to her. Hang Ling shuts her eyes, feigning pain. She agrees to spill the backstory, claiming it all started on the day she kicked down Louis's door. The camera cuts away, blurring the details. But by the time she finishes, spinning her completely biased, one-sided narrative, a whole hour has ticked by. Cut to 1 hour later, Ling is practically vibrating with rage. He explodes, shouting that her story is disgusting and unjust. Just hearing about it makes his blood boil. He questions how a scumbag like Louis dares to call himself her senior brother. Ling snaps to his feet, storming off with purpose. He commands Hang Ling to stay put. He declares he's going to get justice for her. Step 1, beat Louis into the dirt. Step 2, force an apology out of him. Hearing this, Hang Ling suddenly looks panicked. She reaches out, acting like she wants to stop him, warning him that Louis is too strong. But Ling is on a warpath. He screams that his mind is made up. If he doesn't teach Louis a lesson today, he doesn't deserve the title of head disciple. Smash cut back to Louis. This guy is a certified grind set maniac. He just finished a cultivation session, and he's already sitting down for round 2. Just as he locks in, his radar goes off. Someone entered his turf. He cracks an eye open and asks who's creeping outside. A loud voice booms a name, Ling Wushang. That name triggers a core memory in Louis's brain. An arena. A brutal showdown. Technically, in the original timeline, their first meeting was supposed to be at the all-sect tournament. Louis vividly remembers taking the championship trophy, while Ling had to settle for second place. Louis strolls over and swings the door open. He verifies the ID and politely asks what brings senior brother Ling to his humble abode on Crimson Cloud Peak. Ling blinks confused. He asks if Louis knows him. Louis keeps it cool, absolutely. He starts glazing Ling immediately, saying he's a living legend. He recites Ling's stats entered the sect 2 months and 12 days ago, and condensed the heavenly core on day 1. Total prodigy behavior. Hearing the praise, Ling unconsciously puffs his chest out. He notes that Louis has sharp eyes, but he feels the need to correct the record. It's actually been 2 months and 11 days. The first day was just paperwork. Louis nods enthusiastically, doubling down on the compliments, calling his talent God tier, and labeling him a treasure to the great Dao sect. Suddenly, Ling shakes off the ego trip. He points a furious finger at Louis, demanding he wipe that smirk off his face. He accuses Louis of trying to butter him up. He announces he's here for a duel, not a fan meet and greet. The air goes dead silent. Louis' smile widens just a fraction. He accepts instantly. He was getting bored anyway. They step out. Ling wastes 0 time, sword out, rushing in. He screams that he won't show mercy, and warns Louis to brace himself. A lethal slash rips through the air. Louis casually sidesteps, and catches the blade with just 2 fingers. Ling's eyes bug out. Louis leaks a tiny bit of aura, charging power into his fist while rushing in. He politely apologizes for the beatdown. Ling grits his teeth, trying to wrench his sword free, sensing major danger. But before he can blink, Louis vanishes. A split second later, Louis teleports behind him, and lands a devastating kick to the spine. Ling screams as he gets launched, face planting into the dirt several yards away. No weapons, no flashy ultimate moves, just pure, unfiltered humiliation. Louis stares down at him, calm as a millpond. Louis implies that should wrap it up. But Ling, the guy, has 0 quit in him. He scrambles back up, eyes blazing with pure fury, and roars, "We're going 1 more round. No more games." He unsheathes his blade, dead serious now, and triggers the Crimson Cloud sword art. Dropping into a lethal stance, he's ready for war. Ling launches himself at Louis for round 2. Inside Ling's head, it is a done deal. There is no way Louis dodges this. But that confidence, total hallucination. In a blink, Louis ghosts right past him. 0 effort. The attack whiffs completely, hitting nothing but air. Ling's eyes practically pop out of his skull. His brain cannot even process the miss. His breath starts hitching ragged and shallow. Panic flickers across his face. But before his synapses can even fire, Louis's fist is already incoming like a freight train. Louis keeps it chill. Watch closely. You only get 1 demo. Then bam, his arm snaps forward at lightning speed. Snap. His hand locks onto Ling's collar. Ling's pupils contract to pinpoints. He gasps out, he's too fast. He does not even get to finish the sentence. Louis torques his body and flings Ling away like a cheap rag doll. Boom. A crimson aura detonates from Louis. Across the field, Ling slams his blade into the dirt to hit the brakes. His boots carve trenches in the ground as he skids backward, barely managing to stay on his feet. Louis straightens up, radiating pure Sigma energy, calm, dominant, untouchable. He looks over and asks, "Casual as you please. How'd that feel? You want to keep going?" Ling is rattled to his core, sweat pouring down his face like rain. Voice wobbling, he admits, "Skill-wise, I'm outmatched, but my combat IQ, that is top tier." Louis tilts his head. "Oh, what's that supposed to mean, senior brother?" Suddenly, Ling snaps into another offensive. He screams, "I've unlocked the second form of the Chixia sword art," and rips his blade forward. The attack tears up the pavement, racing toward Louis at Mach speed. Spiderweb cracks fracture the earth instantly. Dust clouds explode everywhere, but Louis unfazed. He just watches the destruction roll in. Then, dropping his voice serious, he says, "You really do catch on quick." Next second, Louis swings his bare hand like a literal sword. His palm slices the air. That massive sword energy, shattered, instantly deleted. Watching his ult get cancelled like it was nothing creates total shock. Cold sweat drenches him. He is staring wide-eyed at the monster in front of him. He is struck mute. Louis dips his head respectfully and holds out a hand. "Call it a draw," Louis offers. Ling inhales, sharply bows his head and takes the hand. He owns the loss. He knows Louis is on another level, stating, "Your future is going to eclipse mine, no doubt." Louis gives a faint smile. "Don't sweat it. If anyone asks later, I'll tell him we went 10 rounds and I barely scraped by with a win. Ling busts out laughing. You're a solid guy, Louis. I won't forget this. He turns to bounce, waving back with, until next time. But just as Ling is stepping off, Chu Ling comes sprinting in out of nowhere. She is here for one thing, Louis. She chirps, senior brother, you're finally out. Ling glances back. Internal thought unlocks. Does Balin Peak just breed hotties or what? Louis, not interested. He does not hesitate. Slam. Door closed. The slam echoes through the yard. Chu Ling freezes statue still. Total silence. She is stunned. Slowly she drops back to her knees, looking absolutely crushed. Why? She whispers. Why did he shut me out again? Ling strolls over to drop some wisdom. Hey, he starts. Have some dignity. Plenty of fish in the sea, right? If Louis isn't vibing with you. Why are you obsessed with this one tree? Chu Ling just looks more broken. Eyes red and teary, begging. Can't he just open the door? Just look at me one time. Ling realizes it is hopeless. He turns on his heel and walks off, letting out a heavy sigh. He thinks tragic. She is cute but totally blind. Here I am, Ling Wushang, looking dashing and handsome. And she doesn't even see me. Cut to Crimson Cloud Peak. The angry girl is still out there grinding on her sword skills. Ling shows up and drops the news he took the loss. Hang Ling shoots him a faint knowing smile. Told you, she says. You never had a shot against Louis. Ling flops onto a log. Actually, he admits Louis is a pretty chill dude. Not the nightmare you painted him as. Hang Ling puts her hands on her hips and snorts. Sure, Louis treats the guys fine. But with women, whole different story. Ling raises an eyebrow. You seem to know an awful lot about him, don't you? Ling drops a bombshell. He just spotted a desperate girl on her knees outside Liu Yi's place begging. But Liu Yi, cold as ice, locked door, total silence. Hong Ling freezes. A girl panic mode activate. She demands the deets. What did she look like? Ling shrugs, admitting the girl was a total knockout. He scratches his head, muttering something about the name Ling. Hong Ling's heart skips a beat. Chu Ling, no way. Did she actually crawl back? Her mind starts racing. How does she play this? She forces herself to breathe. Jealousy looks ugly, and she is not that girl. Why would she be jealous? Ridiculous. It's not like she's obsessing over Liu Yi or anything. Meanwhile, Ling's face twists into something dark and menacing. A twisted epiphany hits him. Is this girl also part of Liu Yi's harem? Fine then. He won't hold back just because she's a beauty. Ling snaps to his feet, blocking Hong Ling's path. He smirks, claiming he technically did what he promised. The deal was to challenge Liu Yi, so now she owes him a spar. Hong Ling rolls her eyes, reminding him he didn't exactly beat Liu Yi. Ling doesn't give a damn about technicalities. He stepped up to Liu Yi for her sake, so now she has to pay up and fight. Hong Ling glares at him, silence, stretching for a beat. Then a cold smirk. She accepts. It is time. Time to beat that delusional crush right out of him. Rage flares in her eyes, turning them blood red as she launches the first strike. She screams that she won't be soft like Liu Yi was. Boom, a massive explosion rocks the mountaintop, sending shockwaves rippling across the peak. Ling screams for mercy, begging her to chill, but Hong Ling is in full berserker mode. 30 minutes later, Ling is absolute wreckage. His face is a swollen mess, cheeks purple and blue. He's barely vertical. Hong Ling towers over him, staring down with zero sympathy. She ices him out. Don't ever interrupt my training again. She orders him to scramble. Ling sobs, limping away in defeat. He wails into the sky, asking if everyone on Bailing Peak is a total psycho. Why is every single one of them a monster? He vows revenge like a classic villain, swearing he'll be back. Hong Ling frowns, her anger fading as her thoughts drift back to Chu Ling. Why return now? She has to see for herself. Grounded confinement rules, whatever. She cuts to the chase, heading straight for Bailing Peak. Chu Ling is still there, trembling like a leaf outside the door. The regret is eating her alive. She keeps whispering broken apologies. It's all Linger's fault. I was so wrong. Her voice is fading, body shutting down from hunger and exhaustion. Her limit hits. She collapses forward, dead weight hitting the wood. The unlatched door creaks open from the impact. Hope flares. She peeks inside, desperate to see him. Senior brother, but as her eyes adjust to the gloom, nobody's home. Her heart drops into her stomach. Face draining of color, she whispers the terrifying truth. He's gone. Cut to Hong Ling arriving on the scene. Chu Ling looks up, eyes wide and startled to see her standing there. Hong Ling doesn't offer a hand. She stands tall, voice dripping with ice. Liu Yi already left. So, why the act? Why are you still on your knees? He's not coming back. But Chu Ling is too far gone, drowning in a sea of guilt and tears. She turns to Hong Ling, eyes hollow. Even if young master isn't here, I'll kneel. I'll wait right here until the day he returns. That triggers Hong Ling. She grabs Chu Ling's arm, yanking her upward. Get up, stop this pathetic display. Have some self-respect. We are cultivators, not doormats. Why are you humiliating yourself like this? Chu Ling rips her arm away, sobbing hysterically. Sister Hong Ling, you don't get it. I made a massive mistake. I poisoned him. I deserve to suffer. Just as the confession hangs in the air, Master Bai steps into the frame. Master Bai approaches, voice soft and soothing. What's done is done, child. We turn the page. We start over. Stop torturing yourself. But Chu Ling shakes her head violently, refusing the comfort. She knows the truth. The heavenly rigidity poison. It never fully leaves. A piece of it stays in his veins forever. It's nearly impossible to cure. Hong Ling and Master Bai freeze. The color drains from their faces. Hong Ling stammers. Wait, you're saying that poison is still inside him? Like, permanently. Her mind is spinning. Master Bai suddenly connects the dots, the perfect returning origin pill. Chu Ling gasps as the realization hits. The guilt crushes her. Fresh tears stream down her face. So that means, he didn't take that pill out of greed. The poison flared up. He was dying. He used it to survive the toxicity. Hong Ling's eyes well up, heartbreak washing over her. She bows her head, whispering to the air. Senior brother, I'm so sorry. Master Bai sighs, the weight of their collective failure heavy in the air. We judged him so wrong. But where in the world are you now? Scene wipe. We cut to the tranquil back mountains of the great Tao sect. Liu Yi is in the zone, meditating peaceful, unbothered. No drama, just pure focus on himself. No more mistakes, no more distractions. Just him, the system, and the grind to ultimate power. He's watching the three girls on his interface like a TV show. The system chimes in. Master, looks like they're all waiting for your comeback. Liu Yi ices them out completely. Let him be. It's chill here. Perfect spot to grind XP. I've finally cracked the code. Women. One after another, they're just glitches in my speedrun to godhood. Our main guy is finally locked in. Laser-focused, zero distractions. But the system is tweaking, asking, Yo Master, how long are we camping this spot? Liu Yi ghosts the question. A supernova of golden aura detonates from his body as he smirks. Before the December PvP tournament kicks off, I'm hitting the 13th layer of the Origin Core realm and unlocking access to the Great Tao loot room. Cut to 3 months later. It's game time. The sky is swarming with disciples surfing on their swords toward the arena. The PA system booms. All peak masters, rally your 92nd generation squads. And report to the main plaza. Liu Yi jets toward Balon Peak, radiating pure main character energy. Mid-flight, he freezes. Target locked on 3 familiar figures, Hong Ling, Chu Ling, and Master Bai. Liu Yi goes dead silent. Chu Ling spins around, locking eyes with him. Young Master, she gasps. He gives her absolutely nothing. Suddenly Hong Ling sprints over desperate. Senior bro. My bad, seriously. Chu Ling joins the pity party, trying to apologize. Even Master Bai yells for him to pump the brakes. The drama attracts a massive crowd. The peanut gallery is shook. What is the tea? 2 solid 10s are begging this dude for forgiveness. The noise triggers Liu Yi. His face goes stone cold as he snaps. Beat it. The crowd is stunned into silence. Did he just reject 3 goddesses? Liu Yi is on a whole other level of savage. Hong Ling clenches her fists, triggered. She spins on her heel. Fine, if you want me gone, I'm out. She rage quits the scene. Master Bai dips, too salty as ever. I'm exhausted. I'm done with this mess. She can't process Liu Yi's new alpha attitude. Only Chu Ling stays. She steps up, voice trembling. Young Master I. But before she can finish, a mob of disciples drops to their knees in front of Liu Yi, heads bowed deep. Legend, you're the goat of our generation. Teach us your ways. They finally get it. Ditch the girls, secure the bag, grind hard. Suddenly, a booming voice interrupts. Everyone, get in position. The mob shifts to the arena. Give it up for the Vice Sect Master. An old geezer walks out, half-bald Harry Potter glasses radiating boss energy. He starts yapping about the Tao. Liu Yi yawns, bored out of his mind. Even the NPC dialogue is unskippable trash, just like my last life. Should have spawned in later. Finally, the vice boss speaks up. Single elimination bracket. Go hard or go home. I declare the 92nd Disciple Tournament. Officially live. First match up. A baddie steps into the ring. Dudes are thirsting over her legs. But Liu Yi doesn't even glance. Hong Ling spots this cold shoulder and feels some type of way. Hong Ling one-shots her opponent with a single kick, launching him into the stratosphere. Winner declared. Next up, Chu Ling. Before she fights, she walks up to Liu Yi. Young Master, I made it into the Great Tao sect. Puppy dog eyes full of regret. She walks to the stage, eyes still glued to him. The crowd hypes her beauty. Her opponent throws shade. Junior sis, haven't you embarrassed yourself enough? Why are you simping so hard for him? Chu Ling's face hardens. Thanks for the concern. Senior sis. But the young master matters more to me than leveling up my Tao. The opponent rages. Trash take, I'll beat some sense into you. The bell rings on Chu Ling versus another disciple. They start throwing hands, sparks flying everywhere while the crowd goes wild. It's a split crowd, but a ton of people are rooting for the rival girl. Humble her, put her in her place. Meanwhile, Hong Ling is side-eyeing Liu Yi from the stands. She's doing the math. Okay, Liu is decent looking, but we got at least 10 guys here who mog him completely. How is this girl so down bad for him? It makes no sense. Back in the ring, the rival girl pops her ult. Energy surges, creating shadow clones that surround Chuling. She starts pressing the advantage, pushing Chuling back. Sis, wake up or I'm gonna have to hurt you for real. But suddenly, Chuling locks in. Next second, she triggers her own skill. One smooth motion, and she deletes the clones instantly. Her sword moves like a glitch, cutting through the fake news. Before the crowd can even blink, she teleports. Her blade freezes just a hair's breadth from the disciple's jugular. You could hear a pin drop in the arena. Pure terror washes over the girl's face as Julin drops a cold line. Thanks for the concern, senior sister. She sheathes her sword with agonizing slowness. I accept your concession. And just like that, it's a wrap. Julin of Blazing Peak takes the W. Her face lights up like a Christmas tree as she whips around to catch Lu's eye beaming. Young master, I did it. She's practically sparkling. Lu stone, cold, zero reaction. The whole crowd swivels to stare at him. The guy is an iceberg. He has one mission, and getting sidetracked by girls definitely isn't on the itinerary. He doesn't even glance back. He just strides toward the stage for his turn. The audience is absolutely shook by the disrespect. Whispers ripple through the stands. Dude has zero chivalry. Does he even have a heart? Next up, Lu versus Guo Qing. The crowd goes wild, but they're all rooting for Guo Qing. They're praying for an upset. They want Guo Qing to humble this guy and smash that arrogant attitude into the dirt, just so junior sister can finally see he's absolute trash. Lu locks eyes with Guo Qing, totally unimpressed. Never heard of him. Without skipping a beat, Guo Qing launches himself forward, screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm taking you down for everyone here. Lu's expression, arctic. He just watches the attack incoming. He clenches a fist. Boom. Spiritual energy surges instantly, condensing into a massive spectral fist. One hit. That's all it takes to shatter Guo Qing's sword and launch him clear off the stage. Dead silence. Lu dusts himself off. I accept your concession. High above the old master cracks a subtle smile. We've got some serious talent in this crop of kids. Another elder nods in agreement. No doubt. Blazing Peak is producing monsters. Sect leader look at Hongling and Chuling. I never expected junior sister Bai to be this cracked at teaching. She's a beast and so are her students. Pure excellence. But they're too emotional. If those girls get caught up in romance, their heads won't be in the game. He glances over at the senior brother. If this keeps up, I'm worried our great Dao sect is going to turn into the Jealous Lovers Club. Anyway, the tournament rolls on. Same story, every round the big three dominate. Chuling, easy win. Hongling breezes through. Next up, Lu of Blazing Peak versus Li Jimin. Li Jimin wastes no time popping a turtle spirit shield for max defense. It's a tank build, super tough. He layers it up, making it impenetrable. Lu doesn't care. He rushes in head first. Zero hesitation. He throws a haymaker right at the barrier. Crack. The force is absolutely terrifying. The impenetrable defense shatters like cheap glass. Li Jimin is paralyzed with shock. He hits the deck hard, mind blown, that his ultimate defense got wrecked that easily. Lu stands over him. A calm thanks, and he moves on. He's climbing the bracket effortlessly. Next victim, Hongling. Hongling eyes him up. She knows the score. Look, I know I can't beat you, she admits. But one rule, not the face, okay? It sounds like a setup. She knows she can't win in a fair fight. Lu smirks. Thanks for the reminder. Bam. A split second later, his fist connects squarely with her nose. She's flabbergasted. He's moving way faster than she anticipated. It's basically game over already. I said not the face, she screams furious. She powers up golden energy exploding from her aura. All right then, teach me a lesson, senior brother. She unleashes the fearless divine fist. Lu just lazily raises his hand. No effort, no wind-up, just a casual jab. Crimson energy ripples from his knuckles. Her divine fist crumbles the second they touch. Lu gives a gentle shove, and she goes flying. She slams into the floorboards, done. He walks past her, then pauses. Someone in the crowd shouts, "Good lord. Does Lu hate women or something, bro?" Another guy mutters, "Nah, he's not backward. He's straightforward." Eyes on the prize. Hongling is puffing up like an angry kitten. Senior brother, we are not finished. She just won't take the L. No idea what she's holding on to, but Lu has officially retired from the relationship game. Yet they keep chasing him. Two fanboys in the stands start whispering, if that's really how it is, Lu is actually kinda tragic. Did we judge him too hard? The other nods solemnly. Boys out in the world, gotta protect themselves. Moving on, round 5. It's Lu versus Ling Yishuang. They square up on the stage. Ling Yishuang keeps it real. I fixed my flaws, but I'm still not on your level. Lu nods. To know shame is to find courage. Constant improvement, that is the only truth in this world. Ling Du narrows his gaze. You do not seem like an unreasonable man. So tell me, why are you so brutal and cold-blooded toward your junior sisters? Liu Yi offers zero explanation. He simply raises a hand and curls his fingers. Bring it. Save the lecture. Just make your move. Ling Du snaps his temper, flaring instantly. He triggers his ultimate technique. unleashing a storm of razor-sharp slashes straight at Liu Yi. But right as that explosive collision is about to go down, the camera focuses on Liu Yi. He casually raises 2 fingers on his right hand. In a split second, a blazing crimson sword aura manifests right between his fingertips. It glows with a lethal sharpness, looking like burning blood. The atmosphere actually ripples around him. Without wasting a beat, he slashes forward. His energy beam slams into the opponent's barrage and obliterates it like it is nothing. But he is not done yet. Liu Yi keeps walking forward, calm and steady, like an unstoppable force of nature. His opponent? He can feel the suffocating weight of Liu Yi's power. Terror seeps into his bones, his grip tightens on his weapon, but his fighting spirit is already dead. Liu Yi shoots him a smirk and asks, "Senior brother Lingdu, you still want to dance?" A faint, confident smile plays on his lips, almost mocking him. A heartbeat later, Lingdu's sword slips from his sweaty palms and crashes onto the arena floor. With a heavy metallic clang, "I forfeit." He hangs his head openly, admitting he has been bested. Liu Yi clasps his hands together, offering a respectful salute. "Thanks for the match." The entire stadium falls dead silent. Every single elder in the VIP seats is absolutely floored. Suddenly, one of them hollers out, "Sister Bai isn't even a sword specialist. A prodigy like Liu Yi needs a mentor like me. That is the only logical move." But instantly, another elder jumps in, cutting him off with a roar. "Garbage, you can't even beat me in a fight. How are you going to teach Liu Yi anything?" He literally rolls up his sleeves and balls his fists, ready to throw hands right there. A third elder steps out and lets out a heavy sigh. "I am not worthy to teach him. I am going to get my master. Maybe the Grandmaster himself can guide this kid." The bidding war for Liu Yi has officially kicked off. Just then, Master Bai steps up. "Senior brothers, back off. Liu Yi is my disciple. Bailian Peak is not a place for you to come and talk trash." The second the elders see her, their faces flush red with embarrassment. One elder quickly pivots, trying to bargain. "Sister Bai, if you hand Liu Yi over to Lonely Sword Peak, we will give you every single resource we get for the next 3 years. All of it goes to your peak." Another elder chimes in, sounding desperate. "Sister Bai, you know me, my hidden sword Heaven Scripture. It has been waiting for a top-tier successor forever. If I do not get him for Hidden Sword Peak, my legacy dies with me. I will even transfer 20 years of my life essence to you." But Master Bai shakes her head firmly. "No deal. There is absolutely zero chance that I am handing Liu Yi over to any of you. This is not up for debate." Liu Yi hears every word, and he starts wondering. Is she not scared I might betray her and ruin the ancestor's reputation? Why is she fighting so hard to keep me? Suddenly, a booming voice thunders from the heavens. "Niece Bai, I am taking this boy." Everyone freezes. Master Bai looks up, terrified. All the elders snap their heads toward the sky. Floating there is a figure in black robes, a massive sword on his back, radiating an aura that could crush mountains. It is the venerable Battle Sword Master. He hovers in midair with a cold, stone-faced expression staring down at the mortals below. The moment the elders spot him, they bow instantly. "Greetings, Martial Uncle Battlesword." All the disciples drop to their knees, Liu Yi included. He thinks to himself, wow, even a supreme elder of the Tao integration realm showed up just to snatch a disciple. But then another powerhouse elder manifests right behind the Battlesword Master. "Junior Brother Battlesword. I really think Liu Yi fits my sword Tao better," before anyone can even blink. Yet another terrifying ancient elder arrives. "Senior Brother Tao, I think it is obvious the kid belongs with my sword heritage. Now you have multiple venerable level legends fighting over him." Master Bai is completely rattled. Her heart is hammering against her ribs. According to sect laws, elders only get to pick disciples. During the induction ceremony, poaching someone afterward breaks tradition. She speaks up quickly, panic in her voice. "Martial uncles. The rules state you can only select disciples when they first join the sect. Snatching a student now just because you realized his potential. That is not how we do things." You can tell she is nervous. Her pulse is racing. She is terrified of losing Liu Yi. The venerable Battlesword Master's face goes stern. His sharp gaze locks onto Master Bai. With a voice like ice, he says, "You are not a sword cultivator. How exactly do you plan to train a sword genius?" The pressure in the arena becomes crushing, and the real conflict is just getting started. That is still no excuse for you to steal him. The venerable Battle Sword Master narrows his eyes. "Since you want to be stubborn about it, I will just ask your disciple myself." His gaze shifts down, locking directly onto Liu Yi. "Liu Yi, straight up, I'm asking you right now. You ready to ditch Balian Peak and pledge loyalty to a whole new sword lineage?" Dead silence sweeps the arena. Down on the floor, Liu Yi just stands there gazing up at the sky like he's deep in thought. Opposite him, Master Bai is spiraling. Her heart is hammering against her ribs, beads of sweat sliding down her face. Behind her, Hong Ling is shaking in her boots. Perspiration is glistening at her temples too. She's thinking, "Liu Yi, if you actually bounce on us, Does that mean we're done? Like connection severed forever? She wants to believe he'll stay, but that delusion is about to get shattered into a million pieces. Deep down, a weird burning jealousy starts to ignite. Let's keep it real in their past life. She and Liu Yi weren't just pals. They shared countless nights of dual cultivation. That bond, it ran deep. Meanwhile, Liu Yi is cackling on the inside. A wicked grin creeps across his face as he clasps his hands in a respectful salute. He bellows out, "You bet I'm willing." The second the venerable swordmaster hears that, he busts out laughing. Bwahaha. Excellent. Since you're down, I'm taking this straight to the top. The sect master will decide your fate personally. Right now, he feels like he just struck gold, a diamond in the rough, a legit prodigy. The three venerable masters immediately peel out, blasting off at Mach speed to find the big boss. Liu Yi watches them go cool as a cucumber. Meanwhile, the lower-tier elders who wanted to recruit him are panicking. Move it. Maybe we can still snag some leftovers. They scramble after the big shots. Back on the sidelines, Master Bai's face drops. Doesn't matter how drop-dead gorgeous she is right now. It's irrelevant. The future sword god isn't going to waste his potential in a kiddie pool forever. Hongling, nervous wreck that she is, asks Master, "What's the plan? What if?" "Yeah, what if Master Bai cuts her off, voice ice cold? As long as I'm breathing, nobody is poaching him." She spins around, eyes blazing. Who's scared of who? If they're running to the sect master, then so am I. She zooms off toward the Great Dao Hall. Just then, a voice booms over the arena speakers. "Why is everyone frozen? The show isn't over. Next match, let's go." A new challenger steps into the ring. She's stunning, but a total stranger to the crowd. The ref announces semi-finals. Match 2, Chuling versus senior sister Rong Hurong. The disciples start whispering, hype levels rising. Yo, it's a beauty battle. Both of them are total 10s, top tier. And honestly, they aren't wrong. It's hard to even picture how insane this visual is going to be when they start throwing hands. Chuling takes the stage and bows politely. "Senior sister, ladies first, you start." Cut to the Great Dao Hall, a massive palace, the heart of the sect. You can hear the shouting from the parking lot. "Sect master, you gotta decide. My lonely sword lineage is gonna go extinct if you don't." Another elder chimes in, "Desperate boss, I can't just stand by and watch a sword Dao genius rot away in Balian Peak's dust." Inside, a majestic figure is lounging on a giant throne. The elders are bowing down before him with Master Bai lurking in the back. The venerable swordmaster pleads, "Sect master, I'll beg on my knees if I have to." Finally, we see the man himself, Great Dao Sect, Master Lu Chunfeng. He holds up a hand. "Enough. Zip it all of you." Instant silence fills the room. "Yes, Sect master." He shoots a razor-sharp glare at Master Bai, Junior Sister Bai. For a split second, he looks terrifyingly serious, but then, his whole vibe flips. He melts instantly, acting like a total simp. "Haven't seen you in a year, and wow, you're glowing. Even prettier than before. Damn, even the sect master isn't immune to a pretty face." The venerable elders are floored, jaws hitting the floor in disbelief. Master Bai just gives a gentle smile, a little blush coloring her cheeks. And boom, that is where we cut it. Next chapter is coming in hot, so smash that like button, subscribe, and sound off in the comments. You want to roast a character? Go for it. Catch you guys in the next video.